Hi, so this is Gina. This is my first video I've ever done, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to show you my Franklin Covey planner, kind of similar to everyone's Filofaxes. I decided not to go with the Filofax at this point. I wanted to make sure that the planner was something that I was going to stick with before I spent the money on a Filofax. So far, I absolutely love my Franklin Covey. It is leather. It's actually very soft. It smells really good since it's leather, and I really do love it. So what I've used previously is just a month at a glance, something that you get at Walmart. This is what I used to use, and it worked for me for a long time. I did color coat back here. I did do a lot of color coding and it worked for me, but I just found that I was using this planner. I was also using a notebook for to-dos. I was using a notebook for grocery lists and things like that, and I just didn't feel like I was as organized as I really wanted to be. So I started looking around online and I found all of the videos on YouTube about the Filofaxes. And like I said, I opted not to go with the Filofax just yet. I may in the future, I don't know. I may stick with the Franklin Covey because so far I do love it. So this is it. You can see that it is stuffed very full. It is just packed full of stuff. So I'll show you what's inside of it. So when you open it up, there are several credit card slots over here. I don't find that I put a lot over here because then it makes this part bulky, and then I can't put as much over in the rings, and I like to put a lot in the rings. So I just have a couple paper clips up here. In this first pocket I have some sticky notes with some flags that I got at the dollar bin at Michael's. In the second pocket here, the only thing I have is a 6-inch ruler that I use for drawing lines. It does have a zip pocket, and in that I've got just some receipts for some returns that I'm waiting to get my money back on, my eyeglass prescription, and some temporary checks for an account that I had to get. So kind of keep some personal type items in there. In this back section I've got some page flags, Michael's, or no, I'm sorry, Target in the dollar bin, and then some other page flags from Target in the dollar bin. I love these. I use these a lot. And then I also have some of the Smash, the Cane Company Smash labels, arrows, and they are sticky. I just cut them in half so they would fit down in between these two really well, and just, like I said, stay as flat as possible. That is something that is important to me. And then it also does have a back pocket. And I'll show you what I've got in there. I have the market dots, and I actually cut the pages in half because I do use them. I keep the other half in another area that I'll show in a later video. So I just wanted to keep half of them here. I don't use them for a lot at this point, but I anticipate using more in the future. And then I also have the Martha Stewart by Avery repositionable labels. I just got those, so I haven't actually even started using those yet. And then the Martha Stewart dewdrops that I absolutely love. So I just keep those back here in this back pocket. They're thin and just fit back here well. They don't bulk up the rest of the planner. So in the planner, the first thing I have is, this is just off of a notepad from Michael's, from the dollar bin, and this is just a inspirational saying that I just like to keep in mind, so I just like to say it, or see it, every time I open the binder, so I did put it in the front. And then I have the clear sheets here, the dashboard, I guess, if you will. I don't really have a lot stuck to it. I did just stick these sticky notes here for a couple reasons. For one, I really like to see the front page of my planner. I like it, and if I cover it up with sticky notes and things, then I can't see it. I also do kind of have a makeshift dashboard back here that I use, and I just stick them to the actual planner, and that has worked really well, so I don't figure I need a bunch more in the front. I did need a space to put some the other day, and so I did just stick those there. So most of my dividers are cardstock that I got at Michael's, and they are the Snap by Simple Stories collection, and they are double-sided, and I really liked this one. I just really liked the Hello Life for the front page of my life planner, basically. I used washi tape on the side, and I used some washi tape here to kind of mimic this over here, and also because I actually ripped it putting the washi tape on, so just to help reinforce that. And then this is, if you can see that, this is actually a magnetic page marker that I have there that has a Bible verse on it. So I really like that, and I just leave that there unless I need it. This is a card from Me and My Big Ideas. I got at Michael's. I got a set of those, and so they're all about family and just different things, and so I really liked what this one said, and I did stick it down with washi tape and a little sticker. I don't like to glue or use permanent tape on my dividers because I like to change things up a lot, so for me that just doesn't work out. So, and then I do have the Martha Stewart. You can kind of see here the Martha Stewart tabs that I've used for my year at a glance, month at a glance, and week at a glance. So the first thing I have is something that came with my Franklin Covey planner. It is the year at a glance from 2012 to 2017. So I really like that because that's going to last a really long time. I like to put stickers on the months as they pass by. It just gives it some color and dimension, and just helps me visualize that those months have passed and what we have left in the year. And then of course I use some washi tape over on the side. This is your holiday lists, and this also came with my Franklin Covey planner, and again it goes through 2012 to 2017, and I really like that because, you know, as we all know, Thanksgiving and certain holidays fall on different dates every year, so this is really nice because you can find out what day of the year it's going to be on in the future years. This is your fold out calendar, and I actually ordered this from Franklin Covey. It did not come in my planner. I have it folded up because it is 2014. I didn't have a 13 yet, or still, to purchase, so I just have it paper clipped because I'm not using it yet. But you can see that it folds all the way out, and I like it because on this side the months are vertical. Try and get where you can see this here. You know, they're vertical, they go across, but then on the back side they actually, or I'm sorry, they're horizontal, but then on the back side they're actually vertical, so I really like that. They go down, you can put birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, so you have two different options. So I just put some washi tape on the side to help with reinforcement, and paper clipped those so they're out of the way for now. I have an envelope that I just punched holes in and put here. I like to put things, you know, varying sizes for dimension, for color, just for storage. I'm probably going to put some stickers or maybe some journal cards in here. There's nothing in here yet. My next tab is your month at a glance. Again, this is a Snap cardstock from Michael's with the washi tape and the Martha Stewart tab. So these are my months, and I have the past months paper clipped together, but I just started using this in the end of May, so I don't have anything for May or back, but this is what they look like plain. They are from Daytimer, and they're the Simply Stated version. I wanted something very simple that I can decorate with the washi tape and stickers. I didn't want something that was very already decorated for me. That just isn't what I wanted. So I really like these. I did decorate June, and I used the washi tape and some of the smash arrows for a trip we took. I do color code, and so on purple I have birthdays and anniversaries, and I put those here. And then in red I have events. I don't use the monthly calendar for a lot of things. I use it more for, like I said, birthdays, anniversaries, long-term events. This was a long-term festival that was going on, and it went for the whole week plus some. And so that wasn't something that I felt like I needed to write on my weekly list, or my weekly calendar. I didn't need to know it every day. I just wanted to kind of keep track of when it was going on in case we decided we wanted to go. However, like we decided we wanted to go to this event at the festival, and so I did put this time and date on my weekly planner because that is something specific that we were going to go to. So since June has passed, I do just have all of those paper clipped together to keep them out of the way. In the front of each month is a to-do list that I just write some varying things I want to make sure and get done that month. And then on the back of each month is a notes section that I haven't actually used yet. So here's my July. I don't have a lot written on it other than a birthday and of course the 4th of July. I'm sure I will get more on it as the month goes on. Again, you know, I just decorated with washi tape and stickers. One thing you might notice is that the months, the holes are kind of down in the days. And what I did is I actually cut some out of the center of all of the pages of the month, because when you close this, the months were actually sticking out atop there, and so you could not see the week at a glance tab because the month tabs were sticking up, and I didn't like that. So I cut those down so that they would be hidden behind the month tab and you wouldn't see them unless you pulled that divider down. So, and then you've got August that I have decorated somewhat. I'll probably decorate a little more as time goes on. Again, one of the smash labels, we're going to Great Wolf Lodge, and I use these little stickers for just reminders. This is one of my nursing licenses expiring, and so I just wanted to keep track of that, so I make sure and renew that. September. And then October I have decorated up a little for Halloween. November. And again, I use the smash label here. I go on a shopping trip every year with a friend of mine, so I just wanted to label that. And then Christmas, December. So I've got that decorated. Then I just have another one of those me and my big idea cards. It has to do with family. I really liked what it said, and you know, as I said, I like to put things of varying sizes, inspirational things, or things that, sayings and quotes and things that I like. So the next tab is the week at a glance. This is actually a greeting card that I found at Hobby Lobby. It's by Dayspring. It was 99 cents. But I really liked what it said. I thought it was really appropriate for a planner. So I am going to attach that here with some washi tape. I just got some washi tape ordered, and so I'm waiting till that comes in before I put that down. So I'm going to put that here on my week at a glance tab. And then on the inside here, I've used a journal card and just wrote something that I found on Pinterest that I really liked what it said, and attached it with washi tape. So for my week at a glance, the first thing I have here is just an Avery pocket that I use to put just anything that might have to do with, like, my daughter had surgery and I had some instructions and things that the doctor had given us, so I just put those there until the surgery was over, and then I either, you know, discarded them or filed them or whatever needed to be done. So my week at a glance looks something like this. This is just half of the week, and again, I just started in May, so I just have what I've used so far. This is also Daytimer Simply Stated, and I also have these paper clipped. So when I first started using it, this is how I used it. On the left side, I put any appointments that we had. I do like to color code, and I just use your basic highlighters. Right now I just have Sharpie highlighters, but I just use your basic highlighters to color code. Each person, our family, has a color, and then we have one for family. And you can see that on the side here there are your hours. In the past I've used that and kind of put the appointment next to the hour about the time it's happening, but I also still write the time. So as time has gone on, I just realized that that was wasting a lot of space, and I'm kind of being redundant. I'm writing it at 4, but then I'm also writing 4 to 6. So I didn't necessarily like that. So I've kind of changed that as time has went on. But for now, that's what I've been doing. And then on the right side, I was writing to-dos. Didn't really like that either, and I'll tell you why. What I found was that not everything got done that day, so then I would either have to rewrite it on the next day and keep rewriting it as the week went on, and that again just got really redundant for me. So I didn't like that, but I did it for a few weeks just to see how it was going to go. Right down here in pink, I use these Papermate Flare markers, or little thin markers. I use those, and the pink is for prayers, prayer requests, and praise that I might have. Anything I'm going to be praying about, basically, or asking anyone else to pray about. So that's what I have in pink. And then you will see over here that I have again in purple, which I also use the Papermate Flare pens for that. I've got the anniversaries again, and I do write them on both calendars just to keep track of everything, and so I know if there's a card I need to send out or some other action that needs to be taking place with that. I also use the Smash tabs here a little bit, but I didn't really decorate with washi tape or anything, and that just kind of went on for a few weeks. But it still wasn't quite what I wanted. I used some stickers and I used a few sticky notes. Then I decided that maybe I wanted to go to a day on 2 pages, that I would have a lot more room to put sticky notes and things. So I did that for a week or 2. Didn't like that either. So just kind of trying to figure out what it is I like. With this scenario, I felt like I didn't have enough space. With the day on 2 pages, I felt like I had way too much space. It was so thick in my binder, and I still had a lot of space left that I wasn't using. So I decided at the end of last week to go back to my weekly and to do something a little bit different after watching a lot of YouTube videos. Kind of decided what I think I want to do, and so far I really like it. However, I did take all my sticky notes and things that I had on my day on 2 pages, and I put them back over here on the week. So I still had all my notes and things that I had taken. I use these little green and white with the white border. I actually use these for orders. Anything that we order. You'll see here that I use, like I ordered something from Staples. Typically I would write the order number there. I don't know why I didn't. I wrote down what I ordered, the date I ordered it, and then also the price of it. And so what I do is I check mark it off when it comes in. Sometimes they come in different boxes, and then I just draw a line through it when the whole order has been received. And I do that for anything my husband orders also. It keeps me on track. I know that when I should be expecting it, that I got it or I didn't get it, and that's something I've really liked. And then up here you'll see the red marker, the same Papermate Flair, and what that is for events. And what this was is my cousin was coming to stay with us for a few days, and so I simply just wrote her name on each day that she was going to be here, so I knew that we would have an extra person for dinner, or that she would be going with us wherever we went, that we would have her. So, and then I just have another sticky note underneath. And the next week was the same kind of thing, just different sticky notes. Use some stickers here. So I decided during this week that starting the next week I was going to go back to my weeks. I really liked it, and I decided what I was going to do and how I was going to handle everything. So what I've done, this is this week, is you'll notice that it's a lot more colorful, a lot more dimension kind of. I love the sticky note under one sticky note, just all of the varying colors, dimensions, sizes. I really think that that just adds a lot of character to it, and it's me. It really personalizes me. So I've started using the Martha Stewart Dewdrops here, and then I used washi tape. And another thing I started doing is I just put my appointments at the top, starting at the top, and just list them down however much room I need. I figure, like I said, I kind of think it's redundant to write it next to the time and then write the time anyway. I don't have a lot of appointments every day, some days none, so I just, you know, looking back here, that just wasted a lot of space on the day that I could have used for something else. So I really, really, really like this. And then on my page marker, I took the full sticky note and I wrote daily to-dos, things that I want to get done every single day. Again, a redundancy. I did not feel like I needed to write it down on every single page, so I just attached it to my page marker, and it will go with me from week to week because it's something I want to do every single day. And then I just put a sticker here, and then on the back side again is some morning things that I need to make sure get done with the kids and things. So again, a full sticky note, and then just another sticky note up here. Our church pantry is in need of some items, and I wanted to just keep in mind what those items were, so when I'm out and I see them maybe on sale or have coupons or whatever, I can pick those up. So again, this goes with me week to week. Once I purchase those items or the pantry no longer needs them, I'll just pull it off and be done with that. So I've got papers of varying. So as I said, I love the varying sizes, colors, shapes, and things. I know it looks busy and probably looks like it's just a jumbled mess, but it really isn't. I really do have it very organized, and I know exactly what's what and what's where, and I love it. So what I've started doing is taking either just a piece of cardstock, paper, a journaling card. I'll use something different every week probably. And I put this week's to-dos because, like I said, things don't always get done every day that you think they're going to. So I'm actually going to do them by the week. And so, you know, of course there are certain things that need to get done on certain days, but I'll know that, and I may even note that out to the side. But I'm just keeping a list of what needs to get done this week, and then I can check mark it off as things get done. That seems to be working really, really well for me, and I really like it. And I really like just a little piece in the middle that goes, you know, you can flip it. It's just, it works well. I just put washi tape on the side. It's colorful, and I like it. Now on the back of it, I do this week's menu. I do my menu planning a month at a time, but I will just write this week, what we're having this week, on the back of each card each week, and that seems to be working really well also. I have this notepad that I got in the dollar spot at Target, and I've used it several times for when we're having company over, and I love it. I just write our guest list of who's going to be there so I can keep track of how many we're having. You know, maybe specific people or have specific diets or they're allergic to something, and I can keep track of that there. And then you've got a spot for your menu down here, what you're going to have. Again, another dimension, another color. I just poke holes in it, put it in the week that it's happening, done. Then on the back, I kind of just write a little grocery list of anything that I might not have on hand that goes with this menu that we're going to be having. And it's right there. I usually typically carry my planner with me in my purse, so if I go to the store, it's with me. I've got the list ready to go. So this is my next half of the week. Again, just a little sticky note here for some errands I wanted to run. I've got lots of stickers on the 4th of July. The Martha Stewart dewdrops there. Something else I've been using is this telephone notepad that you probably saw back here. I love those. Got those at the one spot at Target also. Similar to the to-do list, I'm keeping a phone list each week. And so these are the calls that I need to make this week. Because there's a lot of times that my son may say, hey, can you call this place for me? My husband, hey, I need you to call here. And I can just put it on here. Of course, it's in the shape of a phone, so it helps me visually to know these are phone calls to be made. And I love it. I just think that it's very cute. It makes, you know, another dimension, another color in my planner. I love it. So another color coding type of thing is this yellow, it's repositionable tape that I got at Walmart. It's actually about that thick or so, but I cut it in half because I didn't need that much room to write. And what I use that yellow for is any meal or food preparation. So I needed to make sure to remember to take the patties out of the fridge that morning for our cookout that night. And so that's what I put there. Again, yes, I can just write it in pen, but like I said, I like the different colors, the dimensions. It pops out. It helps me to remember better. And then up here I just have a flag. I have a Groupon that's getting ready to expire toward the end of the month. I don't know when I'm going to use it exactly, so I just put it on a sticky, stuck it to the top, and I will move it to the next week. If I don't use it this week, then I will move it to the next week and know that I still do need to use it. I like to put a cross on our Sundays. It just is not that I need a reminder that it's Sunday, church day, the Lord's day. I like stickers, I like the decoration, and it just seems appropriate. So I try to put a little cross sticker on every Sunday. That makes me happy, so I do that. So the next week I've already got decorated out. Of course, I will probably add more stickers and things as the week goes on. I've already got my to-do put in the middle here, and some things on there that I need to take care of, as well as my phone call list, and already a phone call that needs to happen, and any appointments that are already standing. Got my menu on the back. I don't have that filled out yet, but it will be. Again, a little cross sticker on Sunday. Everything is highlighted according to who it belongs to. You might notice here that there's two highlighted colors on one thing, and the reason for that is this is a race. My son races motocross, and so on Saturday night he has a race, and that's my husband's color and my son's color, and that tells me that they are busy that night no matter what. My daughter and I typically will go to that race. However, if something else, maybe a family event comes up that I feel like we need to make our presence at or whatever, I know that they are busy. We are not set in stone busy, but they are, and that's why I like to put two colors there, just to signify that it is something that they're both busy at. So then I've got the next week planned out, or decorated out. I decorated through the end of the month with my to-dos in the middle. And just used one of these arrow stickers there for something, a little panda sticker. that's as far as I went. I don't like to decorate out too much because I find that, well, I like to do the decorating. I like to put the washi tape and the stickers and all of those things, and if I do it out too far, then at the risk of sounding like a child, that kind of takes some of the fun out of it for later because it's already done. So I'll do a week, 2 weeks. The most I would do is to the end of that month. So that's what I've done here. I just did up to the last week of July, and so I will continue to put the washi tape and all of that. Have some things already written in that are going on. This is my daughter's birthday, so I put a big birthday cake there, and just have some other, my son's birthday, and a save the date for a wedding. So I just used a smash tab to save that date because I don't know what time it is or anything as of yet. So just kind of, I did decorate the week of Halloween just because I already knew what washi tape I was going to use for that. So that's done. And then I did do Christmas week also. So that's done. So I am going to do my planner in 2 parts just because I do have a lot in it. And so I'm going to finish up here. That's my week. I had this set back here because when I was using the day on 2 pages, I wasn't sure if I would keep it, and so I didn't want to keep clear through the end of the year in my planner. That made it really, I did not want to keep my day on 2 pages all the way to the end of the year because that did make it so thick. So I just had made up this little page so I can kind of still see what appointments were each month, write them in, or be able to look at them if something else came up and know whether I was available on that day or not. Now that I've went back to my week on 2 pages, I probably really need to just make sure they're all in my week and take this page out because it's really no longer needed. So the last thing I'm going to show you in part 1 is my key. This is on a plastic divider that I just ordered a set of those from Staples. And they are the dividers. It has one here, here, all the way down. But I just wanted to use them almost like a flyleaf because they are thick plastic and the holes were wrong. So I just put washi tape and punched new holes in those. And then I've used journal cards to do different keys. So the first key that I have is my highlights that I use blue for my husband, pink for myself, green for my son, yellow for my daughter, and then I use orange for anything that's a family event. And then, like I had said earlier, I use the Papermate flare pens for my prayer and praise, and that's in pink. My birthdays and anniversaries is in purple, events is in red, and I may add other things as time goes on. And then down here I've got my Martha Stewart Dewdrop key. Red is tasks that I need to do. They're not necessarily personal tasks for myself, but maybe like pay bills. Something that I do, but it's not a personal task. Whereas like the pink is for me, and that's more of a personal task. Like, you know, your every 6-month dental cleaning. Something like that would be more of a personal task. Orange I have for animals. We have an animal that gets allergy shots, so I like to keep track of those. I also like to keep track of how often I have to buy our cat food because I do buy it in a bigger bulk, so I like to just kind of keep track as to knowing when that's going to come up so I can budget for that. Yellow is for my daughter. The turquoise blue is for my husband. The green is for my son, and then the light blue is for household chores that you might have saw. Things like the trash going out to the curb on Tuesdays. That typically my son does that, but I still put that there because I want to kind of show you how I do that. Like here, I just want to follow up, make sure it got done. There are times that he has to be to work very early that morning, so maybe he didn't do it on his way out because he had to be to work at 6 o'clock. So I just need to follow up. I get up, I look at my calendar, make sure that gets done. Same thing with water the indoor plants. That's my daughter's job. But again, I need to follow up, make sure it gets done. So I put those household chores in that light blue. So then on the back, I have the key for the market dots. Currently, I'm only using 2 colors. I have the green, signifies paydays, my paydays. My husband gets paid every week, so I don't really need to mark that. Obviously, I can remember every Friday. So, and then the blue, I keep track of my water intake. And what I do is I keep track of every 8 ounces. So I can try and get in as close to my 8 glasses of water as possible. So if I drink a 16-ounce bottle of water, I would put two blue dots for that. And I tend to put those, I will just kind of put those right here along this line so I can just keep track of those. And then the other thing on the key is the yellow tape that I showed you, and that's for my meal prep. I do anticipate adding more things as time goes on and I realize what I need, but for now that is what I have on my key. So like I said, this is part 1 of my planner, which is just basically the calendar portions of it. I will do a part 2 to go through the rest of it. I do have other tabs back here. I do have like a list tab, meal planning, an inspiration tab there, and then just a general tab. And I actually even have a second binder that stays at home, a second planner that stays at home that has more of my budgeting and finances and things, and I will eventually do a video on that as well. But for now, I'm going to stick with the part 1, and then I'll do part 2 of my Franklin Covey planner. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you even got some new ideas from me. I don't know about that because I did take a lot of ideas from all of you guys that I've seen on YouTube, but perhaps, you know, maybe I've inspired somebody or gave a couple of new ideas to somebody. Well, I hope you liked it, and I will see you on part 2. Thanks guys, have a good day.